Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I'm going to give you another video today. This is going to be on retreat defense. Also, you could call it home defense or your subdivision defense. Just protecting yourself and your friends and your family during a WROL situation without rule of law. We're going to start out with a few things. First thing we have to think is, what do I have to protect? You need to determine how much actual real estate you're going to protect. You can't say, well, I got 7 guys, I'm going to protect 150 acres or one whole city block. Probably not going to happen. So you're going to have to realistically look at all your assets, look at your personnel, and decide, what am I going to protect? And can I protect it? Am I biting off more than I could chew? You also can think of, during the day you might be able to protect a little bit more, but at night you might need to consolidate, pull your perimeter back in and protect the key things. So you can do that. Daytime, maybe have a little bit more influence in the area by patrols and by positions, but at night, because of the limited visibility, you're going to need to pull back a little bit. First thing you're going to have to do, the crap has hit the fan and bad things are happening. 911 doesn't work. No more Walmart, no more supermarket. You are on your own. First thing you're going to have to do is set out some LPOPs. LPOP is a listening post, observation post. During the day, it would be considered an observation post. At night, it's considered a listening post because of the limited visibility, and without the aids of nods, you're not going to be able to see a lot, but you will be able to hear a lot, especially in the woods. You have to pick out some LPOPs. Your LPOP needs to be a little bit further out, because this is going to give you an early warning. You'll be able to see or hear the bad guys coming. You can alert the rest of your retreat or the rest of your subdivision that, hey, there's problems coming, get ready. LPOP is critical. When you design an LPOP or build an LPOP, you want to build it so you can fight out of it for a limited amount of time. I mean, if you have time, yeah, you can make it a good bunker, but really it needs to be able to protect yourself until you can withdraw, or protect yourself until you can pass the information back by radio and then withdraw. You don't want to be totally decisively engaged by the bad guy in your LPOP. You won't be able to get out before he decisively engages you, where you really can't retreat because there's too much fire coming down on your position. LPOPs are needed. Gives you early warning. Patrols. I'm not going to mention a lot about patrols. Patrols are very important. You will need patrols to protect your retreat or your subdivision. You might think, well, we're just going to stay behind these fences. No. The enemy or whoever it is will be able to mass, will be able to watch you, and then he can attack you when he's ready to. So your patrol is going to make him a little bit off balance, because he never knows when your patrol is going to come through. You need to patrol. I'm not going to talk about patrols right now. It's a whole separate class, so we're going to save that. Next, you need to position key weapons around your perimeter, around your subdivision. Key weapons. Now, you are in the defense. So typically in the defense, you will put your high-capacity weapons. In the military, machine guns. We don't have those, so we're going to put our high-capacity weapons. If you have AKs, ARs, anything that's a semi-automatic with a box magazine, this is where you want to put these weapons, in the key positions, to protect most and have a bigger engagement area. When you place these in, you want to make sure that all your positions are mutually supporting. So if they attack one position, the positions on the left and right can fire at the enemy. You're not just isolated where all their enemy forces is coming against one of your positions. Next, you want to coordinate with neighbors, or maybe the next block or the next subdivision or the next farm. You need to coordinate. If they're friendly to you, you need to say, hey, this is what we're doing. What are you doing? So you can help each other by setting up a proper defense. So you need to coordinate. In the military, we coordinate with the unit on our left and on the right. Here, you're going to coordinate with your neighbors or other retreaters. Very important. Vehicle approaches. If you have places where the vehicles can approach, roads, dirt roads, streets, you need to consider these as high avenues of approach. You need to do something about it, because you don't want a vehicle that's a half a mile away to be able to drive down the road at a high rate of speed and within 20 seconds be inside your perimeter. So you have to deal with this. In the military, we have anti-tank weapons. We do not have anti-tank weapons, so we're going to have to improvise something. You can use your imagination and improvise whatever you think is necessary during a ROL situation. Right now, you can plan on maybe obstacles. Can I place obstacles in the road so they don't have a high-speed avenue of approach right into my perimeter? So plan this out. Maybe you have a high-powered rifle that can punch through a radiator and stop a vehicle. Maybe position that so he can shoot at a vehicle and stop it before he gets into your perimeter. Very important. I've seen this firsthand in training new soldiers. You want a trigger line. You want a place where everybody knows when he's on that position, I can shoot when the bad person, crosses this line. If you don't, what's going to happen is that one guy or gal out there is going to see the enemy. He knows that the enemy, they're definitely hostile, they're coming at him, and he's like, uh-oh, should I fire? Should I wait? Should I fire? Should I wait? They keep coming, and finally he realized, hey, I better shoot because they're 50 feet away. This is the wrong time. This goes back to leadership. If you're going to take charge of your security of your retreat or subdivision, you need to tell these people, this is the trigger line. When they cross this point and they're hostile, you need to start shooting. If you don't, you're going to have problems because people are going to be scared. Even soldiers, when they're first getting trained, you need to really tell them where their trigger line is. So I know civilians that have never gotten the training or the experience it's going to be worse for them. So be very specific. When they cross that second fence and they have a weapon and they're hostile, you will engage them. Sectors of fire. Each position, you're going to assign a sector of fire, a primary sector of fire, and a secondary sector of fire. You want to make sure that all your sectors of fire interlock. So if you have a position here, you want it to interlock with the position here. So multiple positions can shoot at the bad guy no matter where he comes. Very important. Also, you want to check the sectors of fire because you might have two positions and the sectors of fire can't cover a small area. You might have a 50 feet area between the two positions that neither position can cover. The bad guy will watch. He'll see, hey, I can probably go right through that little gully there. He'll come through the gully at night. Nobody can shoot at him. He'll get into your perimeter. All your sectors of fire need to interlock. Also, you need a position, your fighting position, called in-depth. In-depth, if you have your perimeter, and you're like this, and you have positions on the outside, this is not in-depth. What can happen is the enemy can punch a hole through, and he's inside your perimeter. So what you want to do is you want to position in-depth. You have some here, some back a little bit, so there's no way if he punches through one, he's going to get into your inner perimeter. Position in-depth, very important. When you're building your positions, this is a constant thing. When we went to the field to build a defense, you built a defense. You think, oh, you just dig a foxhole, I'm good. No. First of all, you scrape out a place where you can lay down. As time permits, you scrape out a foxhole. As time permits, you make it a little bit bigger. Then you add some overhead cover, overhead camouflage. When you get that done, you start with a trench between positions. So you do a crawl trench. Take it down about a foot. Throw the dirt on the enemy side. As you get more time, make the trench deeper, bigger, so you can walk in it between positions. Then throw rock or gravel in the bottom, so when it rains, you're not walking in the rain or mud. It's constant. If you ever have to build a defense, don't just assume I'm done. You will do defense maintenance every day and new construction every day, hopefully. You need to do that. Don't get complacent and say, oh, well, we got a few positions. You're always improving your positions. You're going to need alternate positions. So say you have a sector of fire, and your sector of fire is right here. And that's your position. That's your main position. You're going to need to pick an alternate position, maybe down here. What this will do, if the enemy comes in this way, and you can move your men or move additional men in, so it's an alternate position to engage the bad guy that's coming this way, a better position. Also, this position might get heavily damaged for any reason, and you need to move your men out of that position. You'll have a position already made that will still cover your sector of fire. So, alternate and supplementary. Another important thing that you need to remember is you're going to need a day position and a night position. let's just say this is your day position, and the enemy finds your position. If they're 300 yards away with binocs, they're going to find you. If they know what they're looking for, they're definitely going to find you. It's going to be hard to camouflage it totally. Or simply when you change guards, if you change every 4 hours and the new guard comes up and the old guard leaves and he sees that happen, he's going to know, hey, there's probably a position within a few feet there. Or you have something like a sergeant of your guard or one of your leaders of your defenses. He's walking around talking to your people, making sure they're awake, and somebody sees him walk by and they see him moving his lips. They might be far enough away they can't hear, but they see him moving his lips and he's not talking on the radio. They're going to assume, hey, there's probably a position there. They're going to take their binos, they're going to study it, and they're going to, hey, I see a slit there. I see their defense. So, at dusk, highly recommend this. As soon as it's dark enough where the enemy can't see your move, pick up out of that position, move to your night position. That way, if the enemy's going to launch an attack against that position and try to gain a foothold in your perimeter, he's going to hit that position, but you're going to be back far enough where you can still defend that position, but the surprise will be on him, because he might take the position, but he's going to realize, uh-oh, there's a position 30, 40 yards back further that's actually shooting at me. So have a day position, have a night position if you can. There's a lot more I can say on this. This is just to throw something out to get you thinking. It's a complicated thing working on the defense. This is my first video. I'm going to go into more depth on each of these little subjects so you'll know what you're doing. Thanks for watching.